April 14th. And it is snowing like crazy. Glad for those frost covers.
And just like that, winter is back. I'm heading out to milk cows, back in the hat and the heavy coat and the freezing weather. And it's still spitting snow out here. This is wild. Winter almost always makes a late appearance like this here in Arkansas. It does it almost every year. It'll fool you. You'll want to get that garden planted, but you know deep down it's coming back. And sometimes even in May we've had a cold spell. Not as bad as this, but we have. The year Lane was born, it turned off really cold mid-May. So it can just happen. All the animals are saying, breakfast. So at some point, you just have to take your chances and plant your garden, because as it gets later and later. But I'm glad up to this point ours is not, because I would be out here in this weather trying to cover everything, because we have some frost warnings for tonight. So I'm glad I don't have a lot of tender stuff planted, but after today, it's happening, and then I'll just have to deal with the consequences.
I got a good little update. I'm about to let the calves out for the morning, and look who's calling for her baby. Miracle walked right over to him and is bawling to him. He's bawling to her. They're doing better. So here's Miss Miracle. She's in here eating a little bit. I've already milked her. How you doing, girl? You're so beautiful. You can see some patchy spots. When you start to see those in cows, they're starting to shed their winter coat. And the sign of a healthy cow, one of them, is how well do they slick off. You can see up here on her neck, at first it kind of looks like they're a little mangy, but then when they really start to shed off, they look so slick and pretty. So we're gonna back her out of here. There's her little son. She's doing a lot better.
I've actually caught him nursing a few times with her just standing out in the field, and then it's like she'll realize what he's doing and she'll turn around and try to headbutt him, but they are making major progress. So you're gonna see with me how this goes this morning. I'm gonna back her out and see what she does. If you remember, I was having to feed her every time to let him eat. So I was feeding her multiple times a day. I think she was getting pretty spoiled to it. She liked it. But we're gonna try this without feed.
There we go, good girl. Good girl backing up. Oh, here she comes back. And here he comes. That is major progress, that she's letting him turn around and nurse like that. That's how a mama normally nurses their baby. He's been going in from the back trying to steal milk, but the fact she is eating a little bit right now, but the fact that she's standing there is huge improvement. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Matt. Hey girl. Hey girl. All right, you can see she's headbutting a little, but she is not eating right now. So the fact that he's nursing at all is improvement. And like I said, we've caught him out in the field with her literally just standing there letting him nurse. So we're gonna give him a minute and see how this goes. And look at that. That is such huge improvement. I cannot even tell y'all. And yes, I know she looks like she's standing weird. She looks like she's about to go to the bathroom, but we put a bunch more dirt in here to build this up, and so until it hardens up, it's a little bit deep right there. And him doing that right there is what is going to totally win her over one of these days, because he's persistent, because he's hungry. But you can see he's growing good. He's not going hungry. He knows where his milk comes from. Isn't that precious? They're doing so much better. And look at this fella that we doctored. He's feeling so much better, aren't you? Aren't you, boy?
All right, I am back in the house where it's warm. I'm about to get this milk poured up and do some kitchen stuff. and I'm actually going to show you guys what to do with those chicken feet that we saved from the other day.
Alright, so I got my milk finished up for my customers, and I've got about 2 gallons left. So I'm going to just go ahead and make some cheese. It's easiest to make it straight from the cow because it's already up to temperature to start culturing it. I've showed y'all in a video how I do that before. It's super easy, and it'd be a fun thing to start learning during this time we're all at home. So I've got elderberries boiling over here for more elderberry syrup.
Usually around this time we stop taking elderberry for the year just because we're heading into late spring and summer, and there's just not as much sickness going around here around where we live, so we don't need that extra immunity boost, I guess. So we take a break, and I just feel like that kind of makes it more effective than when we start ramping it back up in the fall. But with all that's going on, I'm making one last batch just for us to take for that extra immunity, just trying to stay healthy.
I've got a lot going on in this kitchen. Cheese, kombucha, chili making, elderberry syrup making.
And lastly, I'm going to show you how to clean up these chicken feet from the other day. And then I've got to go outside and get to packaging chickens. But these chicken feet are super easy. My first memory of even finding out that people boiled chicken feet or did anything with chicken feet was, I've told you our story before, how Ben had some pretty bad eczema problems, which led us on this full-blown homesteading journey. We've always gardened and had chickens and things like that. Most people around us do. But our off the deep end step where we full-fledged started homesteading started back in about 2012. And it led us to a farm looking to buy all natural organic groceries from them because they were doing pretty much what we're doing now. And when I went, I bought some chickens, and the lady asked me if I wanted the feet with them. And you probably should have seen my face because I looked at her like, why in the world would I want the feet? What would I do with them? And she, I'm sure, had seen that look before. So she explained to me what all I could do with the feet. And so they're an excellent thing to throw in with your stock and in your soups and things like that. There are people who actually eat them after they've cooked them, but I don't know that I want to do that. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but mainly I would just throw them in with stocks and broths and things like that. So let's get to cleaning them. If you clean your chickens the way Ben and I did the other day, a lot of the work is done for you already, but let's get to cleaning them.
All right, so here are the chicken feet. You can see this yellow skin hanging off. Before you scald these, because the other day when we cleaned chickens, we scalded these, the whole foot was yellow. It would be very yellow. But they've already lost a lot of the skin from the scalding. So all we have to do in here is just peel off the rest. So this is really an easy process. We're going to have to get all this that's brown off of it. We don't want that, obviously, in our broth. So you're probably going to have to trim a little bit with a knife there. But you can see the skin, especially once you've scalded them. Now, if you cut the feet off before you scald the whole chicken, you're going to need to scald these inside. Heat you some water back up, drop them in there for a couple minutes, and this should come right off. But these have already been scalded, so there you go. You can see this just peels right off. So from what I've read and seen over time, you should be able to take these nails and just pop them out. If you squeeze right here, the nails will pop right out. I have a tough time doing that, I'm going to be honest. So I'm just taking some scissors, and I'm just going to clip the whole end off with the nail on it. Just because I struggle with that part. So if you can get them to pop out, great job. We need to get rid of this part. So I am using some kitchen scissors, and I'm actually just going to trim this off. This is just the tough part that they walked on the ground in. It just doesn't peel off as easy when you scald it. So I'm just trimming this off real good. Any of these dark parts, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off here. So this one is done, and that is how you do it. Now you have
a chicken foot that you can boil for broth. You can actually cook and eat these. A lot of people do. And you have nothing on here that has actually walked on the ground. So it's clean and really good for you. And you can, like I said, what I do is throw them in with my bone broth and just give it that extra boost. So that's it. I hope that helps you guys. That's what's going on here at VW Family Farm. And now look around. It's the same day. And now it's the afternoon time. Look at what the weather's like now.
Beautiful sunshine. It's a beautiful day.
I hope y'all are safe and well. I hope you're enjoying this time at home. If you're still having to work, I commend you for that, because I know it's tough. Ben still has to work as well. I know it's tough having to get up and go every day and just put yourself out there. So thank you for that. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember all those who were in the paths of the tornadoes on Easter night. Especially, I saw an Instagram post from Sharon at Southern Bella Home. Just remember them. They've had a lot of damage, as well as just a lot of lives lost as well. I'm thankful they're okay, but they have a lot to deal with cleaning up. So y'all go check her channel out, show her some love. I'll put a link to her below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.